Okay, hello. Today we want to continue with page 134. First, let's take a look at the picture. What can you see there? Yes, it's a musical instrument which is called a harp, and what's interesting about it is that it's made of ice. Now, let's first find the words in the reading. Mouth, orchestra, pure, stage, and tribute. Try to find them, just quickly look through the text, underline those words. Okay, I'm sure you know meaning of those words, but let's try also to find antonyms for words freeze and dirty. Okay, while you will listen to the reading part, first of all, of course, you try to follow the text, and secondly, draw two conclusions about the ICE Music Festival. So, if you're ready, let's hear the text.
Activity 3. Draw two conclusions about the ICE Music Festival. Music for chilling out. You've never heard music this cool. Winters in Norway can be long and dark, with very little sunlight. But winter can be one of the most exciting times to visit, especially for music lovers. The annual ICE Music Festival celebrates the sounds of winter. At the festival, held in the small mountain town of Geilo, world-class musicians play frozen instruments in an orchestra unlike any other. The first ICE Music Festival took place in 2006, but its director, Terje Isynset, had been making instruments from ice since 1999. An innovative musician known for using natural elements in his instruments, Terje described discovering the capability to create sound with ice as art by accident. Once he learned of the different sounds produced with ice, he began experimenting with a variety of instruments, including harps, horns, and xylophones. In 2005, he launched All Ice Records, a record label for ice-only music. It's the instruments that make the ICE Music Festival unique. The process of creating them begins at a lake about 40 kilometers from Geilo. Here the ice is clean and pure, perfect for making music. The ice must be natural. Man-made ice does not produce the same sound. Workers cut 272 kilogram blocks of ice from the lake and transport them back to town on snowmobiles. Next, ice sculptor Bill Kovitz works alongside the musicians for hours to create instruments. Bill carves individual parts of each instrument, then uses water as glue to hold the parts together. Working with ice creates new challenges for the musicians. The ice instruments are much more fragile than regular instruments, and performers can't play familiar songs because they don't know what sounds the ice instruments will make. You cannot go on stage and expect a certain sound. You have to play with the sound that instrument actually can make, and then try to create good music out of this, says Terje. Perhaps the biggest challenge, though, is being sure that the instruments don't melt. The musician's body heat is a threat to the instruments, especially for horn players who are blowing warm air right into the ice. Despite the challenges, the festival brings people from around the world to hear this incredible tribute to winter, nature, and music.
Okay, let's take a look at questions here in Activity 4. The first one is, who is Terje? What does Terje refer to as art by accident? And who works together to make the instruments? How are the instruments created? And last one, what are 3 challenges facing musicians who perform at the festival? So I'm giving you, let's say, 5 minutes to complete the questions. Just take short notes in your notebooks. And then we'll take a look at answers together. Okay, if you're ready, let's take a look at them. Now, the first one. Terje is the director of the first Ice Music Festival. He's also a musician and maker of ice instruments and a record producer. Second one. What does he refer to as art by accident? Discovering that you can create sound with ice. That's why they were using ice for making instruments. Who works together with to make the instruments? Biokowitz and musicians. They're all working together on this topic. How are instruments created? They are carved from blocks of pure natural ice. And the last question's answer is the instruments are fragile. It means that they can be broken easily. They don't sound like regular instruments and they can melt. So when we said that you can draw two conclusions of Ice Music Festival, you can keep in mind that the instruments might get broken, melted down, or there were some problems with the sound there. Okay, again, these discussion questions will be discussed during the Zoom session. Let's continue with the video lesson here. So we're on page 136-37. You're going to watch about the stage fright. Do you know what stage fright is? Yeah, you faced it during your first performances, fourth graders actually. Now, if I'm afraid of being on stage in front of the audience, it means that I have that stage fright. Now, while you watch the video, that's called Stage Fright in the Spotlight. Before that, let's predict what that video will be about. Just put it ticks. Remember that it's about being frightened on the stage. What possibly they might be talking about in the video. Okay, we'll come back to that later. Now, let's watch the video. You will watch it twice, first time with subtitles, second without. During first watch, try to list 2 ways to handle stage fright, to overcome it.
Have you ever wanted to be a performer? Perhaps you have talents you want to share, or ideas you want to express. But something holds you back from walking on stage, or just standing in front of your classmates. That something is commonly known as stage fright. Even if you're not a performer, you've probably had to present something in front of others. And that can be scary. Your heart might beat faster. Your hands might start to shake. You might even feel dizzy. Sound familiar? Well, you're not alone. In fact, most people experience stage fright at some point. 2 researchers surveyed 815 college students. They asked them to pick their greatest fear from a list that included flying, death, speaking in front of people, and other things. Speaking in front of people beat all the others, even death. Even people who entertain for a living can suffer from stage fright. Sometimes, not even fame can save you from it. But stage fright doesn't have to stop you from performing. The key is understanding why it happens. When you think about it, a lot can go wrong. You might forget what you want to say, or the audience might laugh at you, or not laugh at you. It's easy to see why you get scared. When you're scared, your brain wants to protect you, and it gets your body ready to fight or run away from what's scaring you. When you don't have to fight off a bear or run from a lion, your body can go from fight mode to freeze mode. Once you understand why you get stage fright, you can take steps to fight it. Try thinking about something else. Or try imagining your audience clapping or cheering for you. One singer even wrote a song with lyrics about stage fright. When he performed it, it made him less nervous. Putting stage fright in the spotlight helped him confront it and overcome it. Do you suffer from stage fright? If you do, what will you do the next time you're in the spotlight?
Okay, so what were they talking about? Let's take a look at the text that you've put in here. You have to take first, yes, third and fourth options here. So they were talking about what the stage fright is. They gave definition. They explained what's that. Also, they said what happens when you suffer from stage fright and how to handle it, how to deal with it. Now, here in activity 4, you have true-false statements. Let's take a look at them first. First one, when you suffer from stage fright, your heart might beat faster. Second, few people suffer from stage fright. 3, in a survey, the only thing people fear more than talking in front of others is that. 4, entertainers may suffer from stage fright. Understanding why stage fright happens is important for dealing with it, and imagining the audience clapping and cheering will make you more afraid. These are your questions. Let's watch video one more time. This time you put tick at true or false accordingly.
Have you ever wanted to be a performer? Perhaps you have talents you want to share, or ideas you want to express. But something holds you back from walking on stage, or just standing in front of your classmates. That something is commonly known as stage fright. Even if you're not a performer, you've probably had to present something in front of others. And that can be scary. Your heart might beat faster. Your hands might start to shake. You might even feel dizzy. Sound familiar? Well, you're not alone. In fact, most people experience stage fright at some point. 2 researchers surveyed 815 college students. They asked them to pick their greatest fear from a list that included flying, death, speaking in front of people, and other things. Speaking in front of people beat all the others, even death. Even people who entertain for a living can suffer from stage fright. Sometimes, not even fame can save you from it. But stage fright doesn't have to stop you from performing. The key is understanding why it happens. When you think about it, a lot can go wrong. You might forget what you want to say, or the audience might laugh at you, or not laugh at you. It's easy to see why you get scared. When you're scared, your brain wants to protect you, and it gets your body ready to fight or run away from what's scaring you. When you don't have to fight off a bear or run from a lion, your body can go from fight mode to freeze mode. Once you understand why you get stage fright, you can take steps to fight it. Try thinking about something else. Or try imagining your audience clapping or cheering for you. One singer even wrote a song with lyrics about stage fright. When he performed it, it made him less nervous. Putting stage fright in the spotlight helped him confront it and overcome it. Do you suffer from stage fright? If you do, what will you do the next time you're in the spotlight?
Okay, let's take a look at your answers. First one, when you suffer from stage fright, your heart might beat faster. Yes, this one is true. Second one, few people suffer from stage fright. Is this one correct? No, it's false. Because they said that many people were suffering from it. Next, in a survey, the only thing people fear more than talking in front of others is that. This one is also false, because talking in front of the audience was more difficult and more people suffer from it. For entertainers may suffer from stage fright. This one is correct. Understanding why stage fright happens is important for dealing with it. That one is correct. That's true. And last one, imagining the audience clapping and cheering will make you more afraid. This one is false. They said that it will help you to calm down, actually. So they are giving 2 ways to deal with your frighten. Now, to be not so afraid of stage, they say first thing to do is to imagine that you're in front of the people who are clapping and cheering you up, or if you cannot imagine that one, just think about something else, concentrate on anything else than performing. Okay, so this is it for today. Thank you all for participation. See you next lesson.